Alright, what is up, guys? So we're going to go over the gap scanner and the watch list and see what we are going to be trading today. We've got 3 so far looking good. Still kind of looking over the gap scanner as of usual. I'm kind of getting to my computer a little late. I've been here for about 5 minutes getting everything booted up. So first on the gap scanner we have MNI. Seems to be gapping up really nicely yesterday from 43 cents all the way up to 72. Oof. Let's see. Wow, 219% gap so far, and a 5 million float. So definitely we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see what the news is. None of that's like. Is that earnings? Yeah, I don't know. The news thing on Thinkorswim, Thinkorswim isn't amazing. So next on the gap scanner is CETX, which is kind of funny because it was the leading gapper yesterday and kind of didn't do much. You know, it had a little pop-up, strong pullback, pop-up, fake out, pullback, consolidated, and then sold off. And then in after hours, just shoots up past the high of day. Or is that all today? No, it's after hours. Right here is the beginning of the day. So, yeah. So this morning goes up to 350 and then it's been selling off and consolidating. But we'll definitely be watching it for continuation. Especially because it's already above, the 200 moving average, the 50 moving average, the 13 EMA. I mean, it's got just the sky's the limit, really. But I mean, it does have history of spiking and giving it back. So we got a few little resistance lines. Nothing major. I mean, if it stays above, well, it's not above it now. 335, I guess, would be like 330 would be your next resistance. So we'll keep it on watch for sure. And it is 2 million in float. Well, 2.4 million float. Next on the gap, NTGN. NTGN. What is that? It's either split or sector health. Buyout offer. Okay, it's an offer. 17 million float. I don't know about that one. SXTC. It's gapping up. Let's see. 256 is the 200 moving average. 140. 18 million float. Yeah, well. See if it has any, room to run. See if it does anything. See if it's got news on here. Huh. So it's got something to do with trade deals. China pharmaceuticals soar. Okay, so it's a Chinese stock, so we'll definitely be watching it because Chinese stocks like to run. APEX. Now this one, Dekmar's already been talking about this morning, so it's gapping up hard, and it's only 4 million float, gapping up 40%, but it does have history of giving it all back. So it gapped up back here on January 7th, gapped up strong, and then gave it all back. So we'll definitely be watching it for a move, but we're going to be careful on it. BVSN. BVSN. Nope. And that's all that's on the gap scanner this morning. Let's see. Let's go over the stocks from yesterday's list. ADAP. Oh yeah, we could definitely watch it for continuation. Maybe move up to $6. That would be nice. Yep. So we're gonna leave that on the list. FLNT, a nice spike, and then pulled back the rest of the day, but still holding its gains. As long as it stays above like 294. Oof, the daily's ugly on it. It did go right up to the 200 moving average and fall, so I don't know. I don't think it'll do much today. Peck, this is the one that I almost locked in $1,700 on and ended up giving back like $1,200, so that was annoying. I'm gonna leave it on there. We're gonna see if it gets a run today. Because I mean, it is. That was 4 green days in a row. Let's see if it has another green day and goes supernova today. That would be amazing. Life, super low volume. I mean, it's got this big U shape, but I mean, yesterday was 403,000 shares. 80,000, 132, 150, 150. I mean, that's just so thinly traded. I'm gonna take it off the list. If it starts popping up with volume, we'll hear about it. So we already went over the rest of the list. All right, so we'll switch over to deck now. Good luck, everyone trading. CETX and where's my watch list? That's not my watch list. APEX. Those are going to be the two I'm watching closely, and then PEC and probably ADAP. So those 4 are going to be on my other monitor on my 4 charts. So, all right. Good luck, everybody.
NTG on 15 million in float. That's an okay float, decent float. But what I'm not a huge fan of is we're not really seeing NTGN do anything today right now. It hasn't, really gotten too much excitement towards it. So I do want to see if we're going to be able to get any sort of nice big rips, nice big runs, and get any sort of big time activity. All right. Let me just help right here. All right. So let's see what else we have coming on up and what else we want to be focusing on. SXTC. That one's getting traders excited. Now, SXTC, this was the one I think I was confused with before because it says 18 million in float on Trade Ideas, but I don't believe that is true on Yahoo Finance. Yep, this float is actually 8 million in float on Yahoo Finance, which definitely helps it a lot more. So SXTC, 8 million in float, gapping up 47%. Good looking chart pattern, has room to run. So if we take a look over on SXTC, what's going on here? We announced approval of its DNA exam laboratory. So again, we have approval. And whenever a stock has approval, that's always a good thing. Imagine when you're a little kid and you say, hey, can I sleep over Joey's house tonight? And your parents say, yes, you have approval. That brings you happiness, right? When you have approval to do something, it's always great, right? It's better than being denied. It's not having clearance. It's way better than that. So approval is a 2-star word that we always like to look at. Approval always brings in some good hype and good buyers towards it. So we have an 8 million in float stock with a press release that says approval. The stock does have room to run all the way up to its 200-day moving average of 256 or 259. That's its area that has potential towards. But it will have a little resistance right around this 130 mark where it's sitting right now. Now, why 130? Let me actually kind of zoom this chart in a little bit, different. You can see, look at all these top spikes right here. The top spike right here, top spike right here, top spike right here. That's basically right along that 130 mark. And that's why 130 is holding this play on up, right? So you got to be very careful, right when the stock opens on SXTC, as that has 130 resistance. All right. So some of the top plays, we still got 11 minutes left, so we got more than enough time. But MNI, as we know, we're looking for that 200-day moving average. Supports all the way back down to the 50-day moving average. MNI, number 1 top stock to watch. It's sitting right in the middle between 2 moving averages. It just depends if traders want to say, hey, let's keep pushing this on up, or if traders say, hey, 255, it's currently up, or it's currently up 255%. People may start locking in their gains. We will see, but regardless, this is going to have a lot of volume. CETX, this stock, again, we're looking for the break of 350. Break of 350, that's going to bring in a lot of momentum. That's going to bring in a lot of hype. It's going to have support back down towards around that 280 mark. It does have a very small press release from last night, but most of its hype is coming from being a previous top gainer of yesterday, having a $700,000 order. MNI had an agreement towards it. APEX had a collaboration. The stock does have one spike in its past, which was about a week and a half ago, known to give it back. It is getting a little bit light in volume. If you are looking for a bounce play, look off the 50-day moving average at 97 cents. And then after that, SXTC has a resistance from its past chart history pattern at 130. The stock is looking for a possible break and a nice move up towards around 250. The stock is 8 million in float, and it does have approval. So we do have, a nice, solid list of press releases. Is there anything else? There is. The stock that I made my money on yesterday, PECK. This stock is looking for a $7 break today, and I like this stock. I like this press release. I like the low float. This stock is 2 million in float, and we did have a press release that says it completes construction of sale of 2 solar projects totaling 1.6 million megawatts. So what we have right here is that we have completes, right? Completes is a 2-star word. Whenever you complete a deal, whenever you complete any sort of, whenever you complete a puzzle, you're like, oh, that feels good. That's done with, right? So, whenever you have the word completes, that brings in some good hype. Now, PECK, this stock has been a top gainer the past basically 3 to 4 days in a row. This was the stock I made yesterday that made me the $400 gain. And if it breaks $7 today, PECK could definitely pick up really quickly again. So I do want you guys to be watching this play, as this is a low float stock. Not that much volume yet, but people are definitely aware of it because it has gone on some nice spikes before in the past. So make sure that you guys are ready. Make sure you guys are focused on that play, as that is one I am definitely looking at. Is there anything else that I really want to be seeing? I don't think so. Let me just look through a couple different, look through our morning newsletter. CNF, not really anything I'm too excited about. CPST did have a 9-year contract. Trade Ideas has that as 1 million float, but it's actually a little bit bigger, around 8 million in float. RBZ had a strategic partnership with Twist over on RBZ. That stock is starting to fall a little bit right now, but that came out with a strategic partnership in Power Hour last night, and that's what led to its gap up. RBZ is known to give a lot back. If you just look at the past chart history pattern, what do we have? Green Day, 3 red days. Green Day, 5 red days. Green Day, 2 red days. Green Day, 1 red day. So it is known to give a lot back. It usually doesn't go back-to-back green days after spiking. And that's just by looking at the past chart history pattern, right? That's just looking at the past chart history pattern right there. But we'll be aware of it to see if it could come on up. But let's see what you guys are thinking. All right, let's see what you guys are thinking. And again, it's important to me that you guys understand a game plan on each stock. So what stock will do the best today? And as we type these out, we're just going to give you guys the game plan for each one. Number 1, again, MNI. This stock is the big one, 244% gain, 2 million in float. Came out with an agreement last night. The stock that I'm seeing currently, yes, it has the 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average. Is there anything else? I would go at old yesterday's after hours high and also the bounce play, which is right around 125. 125 would be your support line. 170-ish is going to be your resistance line. All right, so that is where you guys are kind of sitting in the channel to start with. We can see our support, we can see our resistance, but yes, we do have room to run all the way up to that 200-day moving average. That would be our money area that we would like to see. So MNI, you guys can look at like the chart right here. You got your support, got your resistance, and your money line of the 200-day moving average where you would like to see it. If it falls below support, it's not worth your time. CETX is going to have 275 support. This stock is going to have resistance up towards around 350. This stock was the top gainer of yesterday, had a $700,000 order, and this is looking for continuation today. CETX, if you look at the past chart history pattern, we can see this is known to have a lot of big spikes and give a lot back, right? So be careful of those upper shadows. Kind of the same exact thing as APEX, which had a collaboration deal. APEX is sitting back down towards around that $1 mark. Did spike about a week and a half ago, so it does have some eyes towards it. It did come out with that press release collaboration, about 4 million in float, and if the stock could ever start breaking maybe 110, we could start seeing some big activity. So a 110 break, watch your volume to move in, watch your activity to move in, and then we have our support line at $1 and also at 97 cents. 97 cents is the 50-day moving average, and at the 50-day moving average right here, that's where that stock could possibly bounce off of that. All right. What else do we have? We have PECK. PECK is going to have $7 resistance. $7 is its main resistance line. Let's make sure that we're understanding that $7 is going to be a tough resistance line. And we also have support all the way back down towards around that actually we can go a little bit lower, around the 655-ish mark. So 655, this area is going to be our support line. That's where it bounced a few times yesterday. That's where the stock definitely has potential to bounce once again. If you want to, you can look for a low dip buy. PECK is a previous top gainer for about 2 days in a row now. It also came out with a construction and 2 sales of its solar projects. BVSN, that just had an 8K towards it, so nothing too crazy. RBZ, this stock would have to break through that 250-ish mark. You know, that's really just what you'd want to look for, a break of 250. That stock barely goes again, back-to-back green days, though. So, again, rarely goes back-to-back green days. All right, so let's see what you have right here. Just want to type that out. Type out everything. So, what stock's going to do the best today? MNI, CETS, SXTC. Did I go over the game plan on SXTC? No, SXTC, that has support at 120. That has support at 120. And that is going to be having resistance up towards around 140. SXTC, 8 million in float. And this stock also, SXTC, came out with a press release that talks about its approval. Make sure you guys are watching that. APEX, PECK. All right. So let's see what you guys are thinking. What stock will do the best today? Everybody can go ahead and cast your vote. So everyone, go ahead, cast your vote. What stock will do the best today? So go vote. We'll be all set, ready to go. All right, so I'm going to switch this out for us. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to have a great day ahead. Fire it up. Market opens up in about 2.5 minutes. As you guys know, the live stream goes up every single morning at 7 a.m. So we, again, have the stream up for about 2.5 hours before the market even opens. Stocks to watch at the bell. Again, let's get ready to rock. I just want to type these out. So stocks to watch, of course, at the bell. All right, everyone cast your vote. If you guys have not yet, you guys have about 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds here. I'm just going to wait till 9:29. And right at 9:29, that's when I'll show the results for everyone. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. All right, it kind of goes right down the list. Look at that. You know, kind of goes right down the list. It has MNI as the number 1. So we're going MNI as the number 1. And then you guys have, and after that, you guys have CETX. I'll put CETX on the bottom level too. Then you guys have Apex, PECK, and RBZ. All right, so this is where you guys are thinking, you know, where this, you know, hype's going to be going and, you know, where this momentum's going to be heading. So let's see what's going to be coming on up today. What's going to be getting that hype. A little sign note, though, PECK is right at that $7 mark. So I actually do just want to put that on the bottom level too right now, just because I want to see if that's going to be able to break $7 and start moving on up at all. So I actually want to just keep that on the bottom level too. But if CETX starts popping on off or PECK starts falling, then I'll definitely switch it out again. DARE mid-candle breakout pattern. It's not a mid-candle breakout pattern, but it's still a nice little U-shaped pattern. You know, it's still not a mid-candle breakout pattern, but still, you know, nice U-shaped pattern. You can compare that to the daily chart over on AUPH. Right now, the market is open. We are live. Little bit of action over on RBZ right here. I'm not going to get rid of that watch list on the screen in case you guys want to, stay aware of it. MNI, starting with the volume as we, predicted. MNI, that's where, 53% of the chat room said this was going to be the best play today. MNI has room to run. Again, it's running right to resistance at 170. Now, at these areas at 170, you probably want to lock in something. This is going to get that quick little morning spike. But don't be surprised if we do get that strong pullback. Now, also, with that being said, you can look for that possible dip buy. Dip buy is going to be all the way back down towards probably that 125-ish mark or so. We're also going to add the VWAP so we can see where the VWAP is going to be at. VWAP is currently down towards around that 144-ish mark at this time. And we're just going to see if MNI is going to be able to bounce either at that 144 or even lower at that 125 mark. But MNI, around these areas, we know we can see this straight up. This is tough resistance, right? So make sure you guys are locking in something at these highs. Doesn't need to be everything. Lock in a quarter, lock in half, lock in 3/4, but make sure you guys are coming out on top. So far, MNI is where the volume's at, and right now, MNI, this is where people are looking at. $2 resistance is next, and again, the ultimate money target today is where? 230. The ultimate money target is 230. That is the 200-day moving average. Seems like most traders are, focusing on MNI because we're not seeing anything else really pop off on the high of the day momentum scanner yet. Nothing's really popping off on the high of the day momentum scanner yet because everyone's still focused on MNI. Gonna switch to a 2-minute time frame. PECK still underneath that $7 mark as well. So good job, MNI. Good, a lot of hype, a lot of momentum towards this stock. MNI is currently up 300%. If you guys were around last night in after hours, again, we saw this stock come out. I sent out a text alert last night on MNI. I actually hopped in on this play at MNI at 106. Right, I got in on this play last night on MNI at 106. If you guys were not here, so again, that's about the pleasure. Now I'm not in on MNI anymore. I'm not in on MNI anymore. I'm not. I wish I was holding all the way up towards 195. Right, that's awesome. But make sure you guys stick around in after hours sometimes because sometimes these press releases come out, and that's when you can get some of the biggest rips, get some of the biggest runs. Right now, MNI still pushing $2 is the next resistance line. If it starts breaking $2, where's going to be that next resistance line after that? The 200-day moving average, which is the ultimate, profit target. Right, that's the ultimate profit target, 200-day moving average. A lot of support back down towards around the 160-ish area right now. So right now, MNI 160-ish seems like it's going to have a lot of support right around that area. Could get a little bit of a bounce play if you guys are interested. PECK looking weak. PECK is looking weak right now. Nothing happening on that. RBZ starting to get a little bit of action. RBZ is trying to get a little bit of action right here. If MNI comes on down hard, we may be able to look for a possible bounce play. It's definitely going to try to get at least one bounce. It's going to be kind of a little tough to maybe nail that perfect bounce, but I'm thinking maybe right around that 160-ish mark. That's where MNI is going to look for that possible first bounce play. So definitely just be ready for any sort of possible bounces on that stock. I think there's definitely a lot of potential behind that play. So I'm going to look for maybe a little bit of a bounce play. And again, the reason I'm looking for a bounce is because this is old resistance. Old resistance can hold up as new support. So again, looking for old resistance. Old resistance would hold up as new support. Type that out. We have MNI. MNI right here. 160 area is support for a bounce play. And that's just kind of what I'm focused on right now if the stock gets a pullback. Again, if you guys are ever interested in text alerts, they are you have to hit up our one-on-one support chat, and they can add you. It is an additional $19, and they are only for United States citizens, just because they're not international. But if you guys are interested in those, you guys can definitely go check them out. Little side note, Apex getting a little bit of hype. Apex getting a little bit of hype right now. That's trying to get a little hype. I'm still looking at MNI for a drop. I'm looking for MNI for a little bit of a drop and a pullback. That's kind of where I'm focused on for a little bit of a dip buy. So I'm looking for, again, bounce off of old resistance. And as we know, old resistance holds up as new support. So that's what I'm looking for. Old resistance to hold up as new support, even if it just goes from like 160 back up towards like 175, right? If kind of get filled on 2,000 shares on this play, right? I'll be able to make a few $100. So looking for that nice little dip buy and be able to get in the game a little bit, even if it makes a nice little U-shaped pattern. Right now, again, PECK, nothing there. Right now, CETX, nothing there. Right now, SXTC, nothing there. Right now, Apex, definitely a possibility. And right now, RBZ, little possibility. So I'm going to put Apex on the bottom level too. Apex is on the bottom level too in case that stock starts getting hot. And then MNI trying to move on up a little bit, and I'm looking for a little bit of that bounce play. Apex is on the bottom level too, as that stock is starting to get a little bit of momentum towards it. Apex starting to heat on up just slightly, guys. Look at Apex right now. Apex starting to steal a little bit of the mob. Notice MNI is dropping. Notice MNI is dropping, and Apex is starting to get a little bit of hype. I know some of you guys are also looking over on SIG this morning. I saw some of you guys typing out SIG in pre-market, so that's definitely one that you may want to be looking at. If you guys are interested on SIG, I would just throw a trend line on that bad boy. It's more of a mid-cap play, but again, all you guys are really good. Just place this trend line. It did drop underneath that at the open, but everything's back above it, and I would really just play that trend line throughout this whole entire day. And as long as it holds that trend line, you guys are good to go. Right now, I'm still kind of sticking to the possibility of a bounce play over on MNI. That's kind of what I'm looking at, what I'm focused on, looking to get in on that play, and looking for a nice low entry for a nice kind of consolidation and U-shape setup. A lot of people are over on MNI because it's currently up 308%. We've had a nice little move so far, and that's why I'm just looking for a bounce nice and low for the stock to be able to bounce back on up and be able to make me some money. The SPY did open up at brand new record highs. It's actually looking for a break of 330 now. So the SPY, brand new record highs today. It is looking for a break of 330. Just every single day on Wall Street now. Every single day on Wall Street, we are like, you ever see those like SpongeBob episodes where it's just, 4 months later, the very first time we broke through, 302, champagne going everywhere. Then it's like every single day of just record highs, and people are like, "Does anyone want any more champagne?" And people are like, "No, keep us away." We get it. The SPY just keeps moving on up. We got it. Good job. Just we're good. No more celebrating. MNI still watching a little bit of that bull flag setup. Slight little bull flag pattern here. Apex was a quick little move. It came on down. PECK all the way back down towards around $6, so that's not happening. SXTC, that stock would have to make a red to green move. Apex went on a quick little spike and came back on down. And then RBZ may try to be a little creeper, needs to break through around that 250 mark. So right now, right, is CETX doing anything? Not really yet. Right now it's still the MNI show, as that's where the majority of volume is still at. So in the penny stock world, that is still where it's at in my eyes. I can take a look over on MNK. MNK starting to warm up a little bit. Now, what's going on over there? Thank you for the alert, Diener. Appreciate that always. Take a little bit of a look right here over on MNK. MNK, last filing was January 7th. Last news was January 24th. So last news is January 24th. MNK trying to get a little bit of hype. What do you have? PATI. PATI coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner. I'm just looking at all my different options here. I want to find that top gainer today. I'm still looking for a bounce play over on MNI as well. So don't think I'm just ignoring that, any sort of bounce play. I'm waiting for that drop. MNK is just huge float, 76 million. OGI was the previous top gainer of yesterday. So OGI was the previous top gainer of yesterday. What's that float like, OGI? OGI, 143 million. Yeah, we got some bigger floats up in here. BVSN, let's keep that on watch. BVSN had an 8K last night. So BVSN just popped up on the high of the day momentum scanner. Had an 8K last night. Is RBZ trying to loop around a little bit? RBZ popping up on the breakout scanner over here. If that could ever break through that 250 mark, we could start seeing a little bit of action. So Mishka, you're looking for a little bit of that early entry. I could put RBZ on the bottom level too in case that ever start creeping its way on up. But right now, I still think, most eyes and most volume is over towards MNI. RBZ starting to fall, so we're good. We are still good to go at this moment. No one needs to be in on anything that you're not comfortable with. MNI still holding. Let's go. Let's turn off pre-market for a moment. Turn off pre-market. We see MNI is looking for a little bit of a push. If MNI does not break $2 here, I do think that's where we're going to see our pullback. So if MNI does not break that $2 mark right here, I think that's where we're going to see our pullback because we are going to have some resistance, right here at this $2 mark. So I think it needs to happen here, or we're going to have a little bit of our pullback. A little U shape starting to form, which is nice. So we got a little U shape, $2 resistance, break of $2, 200-day moving average up towards around 230 is the ultimate profit target. If we can't break $2, I think basically a 328% gain is going to start taking a little bit of an effect, and people may start dropping this one off a little bit. So again, it all comes down to the $2 wall right here. All comes down to $2 wall so far. RBZ is dropping down towards around 212. That needs to break through 250 before it gets any sort of action. So nothing over there yet. You guys know the game plan, though. There's nothing that you guys should be confused about. You're saying MNI. You say to yourself, "Hey, MNI, I need to need this to break $2. If it can't break $2, it's gonna fall." The stock is up 340%. If you're in on this play, anything above 195, lock in a little bit. Like right here, lock in something. Doesn't need to be everything, but maybe lock in something where right next to resistance, you don't know if it's gonna drop off. If it does keep spiking hard, well then you still got shares. But it's just called being a smart trader, being a smart investor. If its stock does fall on off, again, look for the bounce plays back down towards around that 160-ish mark, 155. And then from there, we're looking at any other plays. And I'm still going through all our previous top gainers, and I'm still going through all the stocks we voted on. CETX, nothing on there, right? SXTC, nothing on there. APEX, that stock's trying to set itself up in a little bit of a bull flag pattern, right? So that's starting to come on down. PECK, that would have to get all the way up to $7, and then RBZ has given a lot back as well. I feel like a lot of people are still over on MNI, so MNI, still kind of sitting back and trying to stay smart on that play. Don't want to put myself in a position just to lose. Right now we hit that $2 mark, got a little bit of that rejection. Still haven't seen that big time drop though yet. EDNT. Yeah, EDNT had good news yesterday. Came up to its 200-day moving average, came back on down. FUTU, nothing there. Come on, most people are over on MNI. Most people are, if you're like, why is nothing else spiking? Everyone's looking at MNI, but MNI is not spiking right now. So people are looking for a big time spike, but everyone's looking at MNI, and MNI is up 320%. So a lot of people are getting nervous around that $2 mark. So right now, I'm just kind of still watching that high of the day momentum scanner, waiting to see where that activity is going to be going. GEVO, still looking. And I would love for one of our plays to, I would still love for one of our plays to set itself up. MNI still setting itself up in a little bit of a bull flag pattern. If we kind of switch over to, let's say, to a bigger, like if we were in a bigger time frame, we are in a little bit of a bull flag pattern still, right? If you look at like a 3-minute time frame, now I don't suggest always being on a 3-minute time frame. You should be in like a 1 or a 2 minute, so you have a little bit more detail. But if you are in a bigger time frame, you can see that it's a slight little bull flag pattern. RYAM, not it doesn't not really doing it for me right now. And again, it's for a squeeze. You'd want the 13 EMA to be a little bit more underneath, but that's probably what you're thinking. It just has a lot of lines of resistance. It's not really the greatest prehistory chart. You have lines of resistance at 425 this high, then you have lines of resistance at 450 this high, then you have lines of resistance at 470 that high, then you have lines of resistance at 490 that high. I mean, look at all the different spiking highs. So you're gonna have so much resistance on this play. APEX, that's trying to curl a little bit. APEX, I'm going to put that back on the top level. I'm going to put that on the bottom level too, back on the bottom level too, as APEX is trying to bounce off that VWAP line. I can adjust this. We do have around 120 resistance, and we do have some support down towards around the VWAP area, 105. MNI trying to set itself up in a bull flag to get the pop and run. MNI is trying to make it happen. Quick question concern. If I limit buy into a play, can I market sell out? Yep, you can market sell out. Ooh, MNI, I think it's going to do it. MNI, I think the stock just got halted, actually. Look at MNI, did the stock just get halted? It hasn't broke $2 yet. It's still alive right now. It's still alive, but look at all the crazy orders. Like, there's still orders. It's not halted just yet. Let's see. Yep, it just got halted. Just popped up on the hold scanner. All right, so you guys could see that little bit of a bull flag. That little bit of a bull flag actually finally made it happen, right? So MNI just halted. We knew everyone was looking at this play. Had a little bit of that bull flag set up, and we switched over to like a 3-minute time frame. The only thing that I would say is a con, and I don't mean to be Mr. Negative over here. The only thing I would say is a con is we still haven't broken, $2. Usually when stocks get halted, what happens? They break resistance, run like 20 cents. This would usually get halted at like 225, 230. This got halted right at resistance. So, this could still open up right at resistance and still be held up at its resistance. So that's my only issue. But other than that, MNI has the most attention towards it, has the most volume towards it, has everyone looking at it. This is clear cut, the most, I would say, attention grabbing play, as it's up 358%. Raleigh, when a stock gets unhalted, you use a market order or a limit order to get out. If you want to get out right away, use a market order. If you want to get, if you're already in on a play, or again, what you can do, like if you want to right now, if you think MNI is going to spike a little bit, put a limit order at 210. Put a limit order right now at 210. So maybe right after the halt, the stock shoots right up to 210, hits that mark, and then you're out. It's all preference. It all depends on what you want to do. There's no way, there's no right or wrong. Whenever a hot stock is really moving really quickly, though, I always like to market order in. But MNI is not really moving in a crazy manner, is it? I mean, MNI is definitely, a hot stock, but it's not moving in a crazy manner. Whenever I can limit order, I will limit order because I get to pick my price. But you can see, I mean, the stock has gone from 160 to $2, back down to 170 to $2, back down to 170 to $2. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunity to be able to limit order in if you want to, but on these plays, I think you can definitely limit order out or limit order in. You're going to be able to get, probably the price you want. So I still have, again, the overall profit target. If you guys are in on MNI, the overall profit target is still that 230-ish mark. That overall profit target is still that 230 mark. And that's where most traders are going to try to push this bad boy up to if it's going to get that run and rip. Now, if the stock has a big time drop right at the start, hey, I'll still look for my bounce play. I'm still looking for that bounce play. I have no problem looking for a bounce if traders are like, hey, you know what? Let's just look to, be able to bounce this thing, or if it falls, really hard, We'll see. Yep. Thank you, AK. You and I have the same mindset right there. Just saying, we still haven't broke that $2 mark yet, and that's my only issue. My only issue is that stock, hasn't broke that $2 mark yet. Yep, Zildjian. I've been sitting back. I usually have like 5 different orders of like 500 shares each, all between like 165 down towards like 150ish five. So that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a little bit of that pullback and a little bit of that drop. So MNI, I'm still focused on this play because I know this is where everyone's looking at. It's not like anything else is spiked. Everything else, everything is still focused on MNI. And with that being said, that means it would still have a nice bounce play. I was looking at PECK this morning, but that never did it. MNI still has the majority of the volume. And as I said earlier, guys, make sure you guys are here in after hours. So many people wake up and trade in pre-market, right? Make sure you guys are here in after hours because that's when you guys can make so much money. MNI, the press release on this stock came out in after hours yesterday. And you know what? That's where the stock, that's where we found it. I was able to hop in on the stock at 106 last night. And we were able to see just a lot of, great volume towards this play. We do have MNI about to get unhalted, team. MNI is about to get unhalted within the next minute. But, I'm here because I want to see every single one of you guys make money. I'm here because I want to see every single one of you guys profit. But, you guys are going to have to make sure if you guys want to profit, you guys are sometimes putting in the work and saying, all right, the day's a little slow, but after hours in pre-market, let me get back here, right? Today's been great so far. We've had a nice, move over on MNI. We're still waiting for maybe something else to break on out or looking for a possible bounce play. But, I want to make sure that you guys are all set. Let's see here. MNI is supposed to be unhalted already. It looks like it is a 10-minute hold. So it looks like it is a 10-minute hold. Again, little heads up, guys. This was yesterday. This was last night. I just took a little screenshot off my phone. So we have yesterday at 4:26, MNI. And I sent out the news at 4:26. And I put MNI at 4:30, debating on 1,000 shares right now to swing overnight. Be ready. It has potential. 2 million in float. MNI at 4:32 p.m. last night. Oh, in 1,000 shares at 106. So again, this play was really solid. To be able to see this play be able to run all the way up to $2. What am I looking at when I want the stock to get unhalted? I'm looking to see if the stock's going to be able to, the bids. I'm looking for the bids to stay above $2. That's the most important thing. The bids to stay above $2. And as long as the bids can hold above $2, that shows strength. But this is really just watching that level 2. What I personally want to see is what? I kind of want to see the stock drop, get a little bit of a crack, come back down towards like 150-ish, and then kind of pop right back up towards like 175. I'll be filled on a quick amount of shares, and then I'll be able to sell out at like 175 if I have to. So I kind of want to see a quick drop and then a bounce play on this thing. What I don't want to happen, though, is this stock to drop really hard and then get halted to the downside. That would be kind of the negative thing that we don't want to happen. But MNI, if you are going long on this play, looking for the profit target of the 200-day moving average, you're just looking for the bids to stay above the $2 mark. If you see the stock open up at 179 or something like that, that stock that could definitely drop off a lot quicker. I can make all the orders go away on MNI. So it's just a black little time in sales if that's what you want, White Diamond. This is MNI is going to get unhalted in 2 minutes. 2 minutes left on MNI. Okay, so MNI 2 minutes left. CETX, is that trying to come on up? CETX trying to get a little bounce off of what? Why is the stock bouncing right here? Right? Why is the stock picking a bounce right there? That is where the old high of the day is. What type of support is that? Who can tell me? What type of support is that? We got 3 different types of support. It's bouncing off yesterday's old high of the day. Old high of the day is holding up as new support. There you go. I would call it detailed support. If you want to call it technical support, I guess you could call that. But again, what's the different types of support and resistance we have? Natural, past chart history pattern, and detailed. Right? What is detailed? 52-week high, 52-week lows, previous high, previous low, the close of the day, the open, right? These are all detailed resistance lines and detailed support lines. Past chart history pattern is past chart spikes and highs and lows. And then we also have, natural, which is every 25 cents with the 50 cents and dollar marks being the whole numbers. All in the video library, guys. All right, Mark. MNI opens up in 1 minute. MNI opens up in 1 minute. APEX is falling, and if you're saying, Deck, why are we still focused on MNI? MNI is where all the volume's at in the penny stock world. Nothing else is moving right now. CETX, nothing else is going on, right? NTGN, that stock, nothing else has been going on. APEX did get a quick pop, but that stock's starting to drop on off. SXTC, nothing else is going on. So again, all eyes right now are on MNI. You guys are not missing anything at this time. This stock is opening up here, guys, in 30 seconds. Okay? Let me just look at yesterday. Is CPAH? How's that one looking? CPAH, that's not getting the mid-candle breakout anymore. What about APDN? Or AD, what was the one that, something like that, AD? I'll think of it in a second. You guys know what I'm talking about. That had a mid-candle breakout pattern yesterday. ADAP, thank you. ADAP. ADAP starting to creep its way on up. I'm going to put that on the bottom level too. All right, we are back. MNI, woo! MNI, you got the gap up for sure. MNI just opened up all the way up at 230. So there is your profit target. MNI, look at that gap up. That went from $2 straight up towards 230, hit the 200-day moving average, and your profit target is hit. Swish, swish, swish. There you go. Wipe off your hands, take your profit, and enjoy it, guys. MNI up 358%. 200-day moving average holding up as a strong resistance line. Way to go. Way to lock out your cash right there. And, that is awesome. Now, Deck, can it go any higher than that 200-day moving average? Of course, there's the possibility, but that was like our ultimate sell target throughout the whole entire day so far, the whole entire morning. And, that's where a lot of people are going to look to lock out. If it wants to keep on going, the next target is all the way up at $3. So if it wants to keep on going, next target is all the way up towards that $3 mark. But, we already hit that 230 area. We'll see what this can do right around this 230 mark now. But this is where all eyes are at. This is where all attention's at. This is where everyone is currently looking at. I doubt I will ever get that 160 bounce play. A lot of volume, a lot of hype just came flying in on this play. And, even though it didn't break that 230 mark, gapped up right above it all the way up to 220. Now, again, still testing that 230-ish area. It could definitely see a little bit of bouncing. I would say next bounce would be the VWAP area. The VWAP I'm seeing is more around that like 195-ish mark. I doubt it's going to ever come back down towards that 160 area. And if it does come back down towards that 160 area, it's probably done. So you probably want to look more towards maybe like that 190-ish area if you're looking for that bounce. But MNI, just like that, new high of the day, up to 230. Good job, team. Now I know what you're saying. Deck, can I buy in on MNI right now? It looks like it's about to get halted again. MNI is about to get halted again right here. And now we are starting to see what? The stock is starting to get a little overbought, right? The stock is currently up 446%. That is rather large, right? 446%. We are seeing a really large gap up at this time. What I absolutely love about this as well is, what did you guys vote on today? Right? We take that morning poll vote every single day saying what stock is going to be the best, play today. And what did you guys pick? 53% of chat picked MNI this morning, which is absolutely awesome. And, I love seeing that. Now, most likely this is going to be another 10-minute hold. So we probably are going to have another 10 minutes, or, it's going to get unhalted at around 10:09. 10:09 is when this is most likely. Now, we will watch this, right? We will watch this to see if it gets halted in 5 minutes. But, MNI is where everyone's looking at. What do we got today for profits? What do we got today for profits, ladies and gentlemen? We got Edison, 227. Coco trading, $90 paper trade. Still awesome job. Stock Sniper, 140. Bill Plate, 316. Finance, $65. Jay Corbano, $777 in 15 minutes. R98, $600. 49 Bravo showing a little P&L right here, $2,760. So again, great job. Murano, $150. Lace, $36 on a small account. Nambali, $220 on MNI. Great job over there. So again, great work on these plays today. Make sure again you guys keep it over to Profits Chat, and super happy for all those traders that were able to make some nice money. Darth Trader, $118. Taylor Trader, awesome job with $500. K, $287. Scotty, $691. Great job over on MNI. Congratulations, and again, enjoy those profits, everybody. So we're going to see how much more this has left in the tank. And again, there will be a bounce play on this stock. There will 100% be it. So if you're saying, Deck, I missed this one, there is going to be a bounce. Don't you worry. So we're going to see how much more is left in the tank right here. Bounce play would probably be back down towards around that 190-ish area. So bounce play is going to be probably back down. Oh, man. Imagine if I was still holding from 106 last night. Imagine if I was still holding from 106 last night. Woo! But it's one of those things that, you obviously can't tell that we're going to get a 453% spike. But I mean, it's always so great to see the opportunities, right? It's so great to see the opportunities that, present themselves right here. That is so great. That is so awesome to see. The stock, if it gets unhalted in a 5-minute halt, it's going to be coming up in about a minute and a half. But if it's a 10-minute halt, we still got another 6 minutes here. It's going to take a little bit of time. Again, good job, everyone, today so far. We just want to keep on killing it, see what's going to be coming on up. Bounce play next. So, again, bounce play. All right, bounce play on MNI is most likely, I'm thinking more around like 190-ish. So bounce play on MNI would be back down towards around that 190-ish area, and that's where you guys could be able to make some nice cash and be able to make some nice money. So somewhere around that area, that's where you guys are going to be able to, I think, be able to make the most profit. So MNI, we want this to get unhalted with a 5-minute halt, which is definitely a possibility. Sometimes, though, what do we know? If it's good 5 minutes, let's see. All right, we are back. We are back. MNI, good 5-minute halt right here. 5-minute halt, and MNI still giving it some love. It says, MNI, we ain't done yet. So it's still trying to get this party started a little bit. I mean, not started, continuing out. Continuing out right here. Did we just get halted on the downside now, though? Oh, it's going to be one of these plays, isn't it? It's going to be one of these plays where it's going to be halted now for like the rest of the day, basically every single time. Little bit of a sell-off. And now, again, we got another 5 minutes. So I feel like it's going to be one of these plays where it's, it spikes on up, gets halted, then drops on down, gets halted, then tries to rebound and then moves on up and gets halted. It's going to be, every few seconds most likely get halted. I'm still looking for a bounce play here because this is still the moneymaker. So I'm looking for that drop. I'm still looking for that drop, and it's gonna be around that like 190-ish mark. So MNI, we got another 5 minutes here. That it resumed MNI at 10:04 and 12 seconds. It got halted. I don't know the exact time, but it was only like 5 seconds after that. So most likely this is going to get unhalted at 10:09. And that's the thing we're going to be in right now, guys. It's really just going to be kind of back and forth of getting halted and not getting halted. And I'm going to be looking to see, of course, MNI, if this stock is going to be able to get that sort of bounce play. Right? I would love to be able to see a bounce play on the stock. The bounce would be all the way back down towards old resistance. Old resistance can hold up as new support. So we got about 5 minutes here. I know a lot of you guys are still looking to get in on MNI. A lot of people already banked, and that's awesome. Again, we're looking for that bounce play, though. Bounce play would be next. Yeah, 2 minutes here. Probably about 2 minutes left on this play. And what I want to see, I want to see this thing drop, fall, get people scared, get in, and then see the stock, shoot back on up. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, if we can see the stock, get that bounce, I'm thinking again, kind of right at that $3 mark, the next target, right around that $3 mark. Where is MNI? VWAP is down towards around that 198-ish mark. We're good. We're good. We're gonna get this. Just need again. We haven't even seen that strong bounce yet. We've had a little bounce around 175-ish, but nothing like too crazy. We got about a minute here. Got probably about a minute and a half. And that's the thing. It's like no one really is. No one's looking at any other play. So if you're wondering, it's like, oh, why is APEX not spiking, right? No one's looking at APX. If you're wondering, why is CETX not spiking? Why is CETX cracking right here? Well, who's buying CETX at this time? They were saying, oh, PECK, why didn't that one break out? It has good news. It's like no one's looking at that play. Everyone's looking at the stock that's going to make them the most money and it's the most exciting in their eyes. And where is that one? That one's MNI. So it's kind of one of these days that if MNI fades off and if MNI dumps, that's kind of where the volume's going to be done with through the day. So MNI is kind of the main play right here. It's the head honcho. It's stolen the volume from everyone else. Everyone's focused on the stock that's up 435%, and everyone's looking at this play. When this stock, keeps spiking, it's still in play. When the stock's done, all that volume is going to be basically like, hey, where do we go now? I don't really know. All right, let's be careful. So everyone's going to be focusing on MNI, throughout the whole entire day. And when that one dumps off, that's most likely when it's going to start, kind of being done. MNI right now, we should be getting unhalted if it's a 5-minute halt in the next few seconds here. ADAP trying to get a little bit of volume. ADAP. ADAP is going for, again, kind of that second leg of the mid-candle breakout pattern. So ADAP is looking for that second leg of the mid-candle breakout pattern right here. It looks like we are going for a 10-minute halt here on MNI. So it looks like we may have to wait another 5 minutes. We always want to be ready. And I'm still trying to look for this bounce. You might say, Deck, isn't kind of scary, looking for a bounce play after the stock is halted on the downside. I can definitely understand that. But, we have so much support on this play down towards that channel that, a lot of buyers are going to come back in, looking for that bounce play. So I'm just trying to manage my risk versus reward. I'm not buying in at 230. I'm looking to buy in at a very low area. So this one, did it get up to the 200-day moving average target? Absolutely. But it broke above it, and that's where it started falling. So got up to it, started breaking above it, and that's where it started, having a little bit of its pullback. All right, right here, guys. This stock got halted again at around 10:04 in about 30 seconds. Let's actually just double check this. We can always go to www.nasdaq.com and we can check this out, and we can see MNI it's not saying what time they got halted at. I said it got halted at 10:04, or assumed at 10:04. Didn't say. It just says it's halted right here. Halt time. Okay, here it is. 10:04 and 41 seconds. Thank you. 10:04 and 41 seconds. So that means it's going to be 10:14 and 41 seconds. Right now it's 10:12. So we got 2 minutes and 38 seconds. 2 minutes and coming down to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds before the stock gets unhalted, and then we can start having a little bit of fun on this play again. Now we got a quick 2 minutes right here. I'm actually going to take off my mic real quick, go run and get my hoodie just because I'm a little cold. So we got about 2 minutes right here, and we'll make sure that we're all set by 2:14. All right.
All right, what's up, guys? So I'm gonna finish up here my day. It's 10:12. I usually finish around 10:20, 10:25, 10:30, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish up. I am currently up $1,225. Live on the account. I did do a literal paper trade this morning in the first 2 to 3 minutes here. The only reason I did it there and didn't try to do it on the platform is because it will not fill orders the first like 2 minutes, and when I do try to do that, it always fills me really hot and it screws me up on the day. So
right now,
let me turn deck down. Okay, so I did I think I had it on the other screen, but I had 10,000 shares already topped in for M&I because it's the leading gapper. I had this triangle drawn out. I was like, if it breaks through, I'm going in with 10,000 shares. I'm going to sell half and go from there. And that's exactly what happened. So as soon as it popped up, I hit, in my mind, granted, this is not in the on the system, but I already had 10,000 shares written down. It popped up. I looked at the ask because that's what I was going to do. I was going to throw it on the bid, but no, market order in. So if you market order in, it divides it between the ask and bid on the simulator, but I just went by the ask. So I hit it at 166, 10,000 shares. It pops up. I sell 5,000 at 180. Let's see. I sell 2,500 at 185. I sell 1,000 at 175 because it pulled back. And then I sold 1,000 at 185 on this push here. 250 at 195 and 250 at 180 on this candle here as it pulled back. So that was my first trade on M&I. I don't even know how much money that would be, but that's what I was watching. Oh, it is live now. It had a gap down. Ooh, I'd be getting out right now. Oh, a little pop, but I'd be nervous to be in this play right now. I'm going to see what it does before I end the day here. Looks like it's gonna. Oh. I don't know. 130. 120. Oof. And bids need to climb. 130. I feel like there's going to be a lot of resistance at 130 because 130 is the 200 moving average. See right here? It's getting held up there. It's 230. Just put out a message on the Discord. 230, 200 SMA. That's where you're gonna have resistance. You might hear my boy in the background. He's happy about something. He's watching his Netflix show. So I'm about to wrap up so I can take him to the gym. Gym for kids, not for me. I need to go to the gym though. I'm getting that dad bod heavily. Oh, is this going to do anything? At 200 moving average is just holding it down, but there's so many people wanting to get this going. If it breaks 230, it's going to go. Oh, is it going to break it down? See, I mean, it's not like we have like a crazy amount of, sellers on the ask here. And 1,000, 1,300. Unless there's a hidden seller. Maybe there's a hidden seller at 230. Oh, there we go. Come on now. Bids need to climb. Oh, $30,000 buyer. Shoot, I might get back in. 27,000, 26, 24, 21. Ooh. Hang on. He's still there, I think. 3,800. 35. Come on. Bids need to push. 38. There we go. Are we going? Are we off to the races? Getting weak. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, either way, I'm done. Let's go look at the APEX, I made 290 on. CETX, I lost 340. MNI finished up 955, and MNK finished up 320. So that is my day. Good luck, everyone, today on your trading. Hopefully y'all did as good as me. I'll be back here tomorrow for some more monies. Peace.